Welcome to another new episode of the Declutter Me podcast with myself, Shalina. It's the 200th episode today. Yes, I have spoken 200 times about organising and decluttering. Unbelievable. And I won't lie, I'm pretty proud of myself for doing this. This is a big deal. Lots of podcasts don't get to 200 episodes, so this is kind of cool. It's been crazy doing this for 4 years, or over 4 years. There have been ups and downs. My producer and I went our separate ways last year. I've had to find my feet doing this podcast alone. But also I've had the opportunity to talk to different people around the world about organising and decluttering and about mental health as well. And you guys have been listening to me, which is like the most incredible thing and just amazing. So thank you very much for listening for 200 episodes if you've listened to every single one, and I hope you found it useful and fun, even if it's just me talking away now instead of other people. But I'm going to start getting guests in. Yeah, I will, I promise. This week is me again, alone, talking about decluttering and organising, but I wanted to keep it real for this episode. When I work with clients, they often apologise for their clutter before and during the session. They're so embarrassed about it all, and they feel like they're the only ones who have the mess, when in reality, they're not. So, I wouldn't have a business if it wasn't for clients having cluttered homes and needing help to get organised and not knowing how to deal with it and getting overwhelmed. So I have to say to them, they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And I wouldn't have this business and this job or this podcast if it wasn't for them. So never see yourself, and apologize for this. The fact that you got to that stage where you're ready to get help, whether it's listening to this podcast, getting an organizer to come and help you, that's an amazing thing. And that's what people should be, focusing on. And that's what I want to reiterate today. Nobody is perfect. So let's talk about myself. I have clutter. It's a fact I've raised before, especially on the normalist episode, which I'll leave in the show notes. I buy things like a normal person and then have too many things, and after a while I have to declutter. And I declutter quite often, and it's I have an organizer who works with me now, and she's a dear friend, and we were both talking about the fact that we do jobs, and then if we do a job with a lot of stuff, like a lot of things in the closet, we'll then think, we have too many things in our closets as well. So we go home, even though we're tired, and start decluttering in our own closets. So I don't just declutter every quarter, I do it practically every week. So I have a whole bag of stuff for decluttering right now because it just keeps on happening. But it's normal, and I mean, I've got into it that I do a mini declutter all the time, or whenever I see something, I'll just put it into the pile for decluttering. And that's a habit that I have and I've had for a long time. And that's what I explained to you guys as well, that, you build the habit, it takes more than 30 days, and then, you'll get close to perfection of decluttering because you'll have that habit of decluttering, right? But as I said, I like shopping. I like buying t-shirts. I have a lot of t-shirts and flip-flops as well. I wear a lot of flip-flops for work and t-shirts for every day when I'm not at work. Like, I'm wearing a t-shirt right now. I bought this t-shirt today. If you've heard me talk before, I always say about, like, last week's episode was, you buy something, wear it immediately. Why are you leaving it in the bag? This literally didn't stay in the bag for more than an hour, and that was because I had to go from the shop to my house and have lunch. So now I'm wearing this t-shirt. I didn't need to buy it, but I have the same one which has got silver palm trees. This has got golden pineapples in it, and it's really comfortable. It's really cool. Plus it's an inside joke with a friend, so it's a silly reason to buy a t-shirt, but I bought it and it makes me smile, and I'm wearing it now for you to all see it if you're watching it on YouTube. So yeah, I already have a lot of t-shirts, but I fell in love with this, so I have it. But I also followed my own advice. So I have a bag of clothes, which I have been filling up every week with clothes that I don't wear, don't look good, are old, and that includes t-shirts, obviously, because I have so many. So I have covered the 2-for-1 rule, and yeah, I didn't need to buy the t-shirt, but I'm not perfect, so I have it. Yay! I also have this thing. I don't know if you have it as well. Most of you do. There's quite a lot of people who have the same issue that you buy online. Like I realize I shop online occasionally. Okay, more than occasionally, and then I forget what I bought. The forgetfulness is due to age, my busy brain, work, life, everything is just chaos. And also because I'm a muppet. So imagine my surprise getting a parcel the other day for kitchen items. I had forgotten I'd bought when it was on sale, during the Ramadan sales. They were mostly what I needed, except for one item was the wrong size. It was a baking sheet and it actually won't fit in my cooker. And I thought it would. And I had actually remember really analysing it, but didn't actually get the measuring tape out to measure everything properly. But anyway, so this baking sheet is far too big for my cooker, so I'll have to return it back. It's now in my car, ready to return to Crate and Barrel when I'm in the right mall. So, once again, I have used the tips that I've given to you before, that if you buy something and you have to return it, put it in the car, so the next time you're at the shop or at the mall where that shop is, you can go give it back and get your refund and get your money back, which is what I'm going to do. But the main thing to remember is if you forget you have bought items online and then get them, know that you're not alone with forgetting about them, because I do it all the time. And I know we get emails about what we bought, but do you know how many emails I get every day? Like, I forget every week, like every day, the amount of emails I get. So, yeah, I don't read all my emails, especially the ones saying that you bought something, because I don't want to go, oh my God, I just bought something last night, didn't I? Why did I buy? Anyway, so nobody's perfect. That's what I wanted to reiterate again. Even me. Another thing that people get upset about not being perfect is folding. Now, I have done videos on folding to help you fold your clothes to fit into your space. There are various ways to fold t-shirts, jeans, socks, underwear. There are different ways. No way is the perfect way. And no matter what the KonMari disciples say, no, folding in third is not the best way. Sometimes you can fold it in half, or sometimes you can fold it in 4 ways. There's different ways, right? So it depends on the space you've got, the material of your clothes, the depth of your drawers and boxes. So, and like the hangers as well. You can fold in different ways on hangers as well. Did you know that? Like there's videos on that as well. If you can, if you can fold in half, great. If you can fold in a third, awesome. Fold the way that works for you and your space, not how, the disciples of a book say it should be done. Like, and they're crazy on those groups. Like, they will be horrible to people if they don't fold the right way. I don't want you to feel like that. You don't have to fold perfectly. It doesn't have to be in a perfect straight line as well in your drawer and in your box. Fold as best as you can. There are better things to do in your life than folding. And this is coming from somebody who folds for her business. I folded I think about 200 jumpers the other day for an hour. And I get fed up of folding. So, imagine if I get fed up, imagine what you'll feel like. And that's only a few things that you're folding. So check the links on the show notes, go to my YouTube website and see how to fold. See if you can do it. If you can't, if it's not as perfect as mine, don't worry. If there are different ways to fold that you see online, use that. See what works for you. And don't get upset if it's not as perfect as it should be. Practice makes perfect or near perfect. And, as I said, there are better things to be doing than folding, like watching TV or watching a good movie. So that's the key point I want you to remember today, is that no one is perfect. Yes, even me. And it's not the end of the world if your life is not perfect, if your closets don't look like something you see on Instagram or Pinterest, or if your kitchens are not filled with decanted jars with labels. As long as you're trying to declutter and get organized, that's all that matters. And if you're stuck in trying to, get into that trying bit because you're overwhelmed by how much you've got in your house, then don't get upset, and get in touch with me. Book a session to organise your life. I can do it virtually or I can do it physically. You can get in touch by filling in the contact form at www.decluttering.com, or you can see my tips and tricks on social media. So I'm on all the social media, including Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. I'm on TikTok. I'm so cool. So you can find me all on there at DECLUTTRME. And if you don't want to miss your next weekly podcast episode of Declutter Me, you can subscribe on any of your favorite players. And yeah, that's it. Thank you once again for listening, especially if you've been listening for 200 episodes. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. And I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye.